What's going on, guys? It's Horse Beef here. I haven't made a video in a few days. I was out and about, at a friend's wedding. Longtime friend of mine, beautiful occasion, brought a tear to my eye. But now I'm back, here to make a video, and I figured, off the back of all these very negative videos I've been making, calling out Dana White, Jon Jones, Israel Adesanya, I figured I would kind of clean up my image a little bit and just say some nice things about my least favorite fighters in the game right now. So let's just jump into it, guys, and let's get positive together. You know what I'm saying? Now, I just want to jump in right away to probably my least favorite of them all, and as you guys could probably guess, that is Israel Adesanya. Now, to compliment the man, he's had a great career. He honestly has. His record in title fights is pretty solid. Like, yes, he's lost a few, but there were more recent fights. But in his heyday, Israel Adesanya was well and truly the best middleweight in the world, and he solidified himself as that. Having a finish over Alex Pereira, having a finish over Robert Whittaker, like those are two extremely impressive token wins to have on the resume. And he does probably have one of the better resumes in middleweight history as well. I don't think he's surpassed Anderson Silva as far as the all-time greatest middleweights go, but he's definitely up there, and as we have spoken about in my Mount Rushmore video, he is in the Mount Rushmore of middleweight fighters, in my personal opinion. I don't know whether you put him second or third, but he surely isn't first, but whatever. Great striker. He is a good striker. He really is. Do I think he's the highest level and smoothest and most technical striker? No, I think he fell in love with his abilities as a counterpuncher, leaned a bit too heavily into that aspect of his game, and it was a detriment to his career as a whole, I would say. You might disagree, but I think that the backpedaling counterpuncher Izzy is less effective as a fighter than this younger, hungry contender Izzy that we saw pretty much all the way up until he knocked out Paulo Costa, right? That's what I would say. But Izzy, despite what I think about the dude, he is a great fighter. He has a beautiful, voluptuous breast. And, not exactly a role model for any of us to live up to. Beautifully painted nails. And does a beautiful job at truly giving representation to the LGBTQRS community. Just a wonderful androgynous human being that we have in Israel Adesanya, and I'm not even just saying this to be funny, but truly one of a kind. Whether that is a positive or a negative is really up to you, but that's Israel Adesanya, baby. And next up, we have the man who's fighting pretty soon, and that is Sean O'Malley, Sugar Sean O'Malley, the supposed star of the UFC at this point. At least that's what Dana White would like us to be convinced of. Not too sure I buy all that, to be honest, but to be completely fair to Sean O'Malley, he is a great striker, and he might just be one of the best, if not the best strikers in the UFC right now as far as how effective he is. He uses his range incredibly well. His distance management is very impressive. His timing, his combination punching, really just everything about his striking is super impressive. I would say defensively is the only place where he does have some frailties, especially when he's throwing shots. When he's throwing shots, he's extremely open for counter shots, as we saw against Peter Yan, where he was getting his head fucking pinged around the octagon in that fight that he obviously lost, but was given a decision for anyway. All right, just breathe. All right, we're good. Underrated grappling, I suppose, too. Even though he grabs the cage, he grabbed the cage quite a few times against Peter Yan and got away with it. So I guess maybe his grappling's not all that great, or maybe he just cheats. I don't know, man. I don't really know. But he's really good at doing that. Grabbing the fence and getting away with it. I would say that's very impressive part of his game. It really is. He's got colorful hair, I guess. He's very tall, as he always says. He's a very tall guy, I guess, even though see him stand next to guys who are listed at 5'10", and he really doesn't look any bigger than them. But according to him, he's very tall, so I'll take his word for it. He's an extremely tall guy. Tattoos, I don't know if I like. He looks like a SoundCloud rapper, but then again, SoundCloud rappers have been very successful, right? They've been very successful. So who's to say that that's a bad thing, really? And just a very nice boyfriend or husband. I don't know if he's married. One thing I do know for sure is that he's an amazing partner to his wife slash girlfriend, as he lets her hook up with other men. Like, what a nice, generous man to let his wife get with other dudes. Like, that's just so sick. And I have to give all the respect in the world for his cuckness. It's beautiful. It's inspirational. In fact, I've taken inspiration in my own relationship, and I think I might just go let my girlfriend do the same, right? Because Sean O'Malley's a goddamn star, and he knows what's up, right? And how could I forget to mention his beautiful, beautiful trash talk? Just cut so deep. Just such a great speaker overall, and doesn't sound like a mongoloid one bit, to be honest. And then we get to Alain Sterling, one of the most exciting fighters of all time. I think we can all agree on that, right? A great legacy, I guess, of completely non-controversial wins. I also need to give a special thanks for his educational abilities, right? To spread awareness of the abolishment of slavery a mere 30 years ago. Man, like, Alain Sterling he's just such a nice dude to come out there and educate us. 2 wins over Peter Yan. I mean, those aren't controversial one bit either, A great actor. I would say not that he acted when Peter Yan illegally kneed him in the head or anything. Not that he was acting and playing it up or anything like that. No. I just mean in general, like in other aspects of life. Not in that fight in particular, of course. But Alain Sterling's a great actor. Really, really good. He is a great grappler. I mean, very, very strong, physically strong dude. Like the way he threw around Calvin Kattar, right? I would say his win over Corey Sandhagen was pretty impressive too. To like choke him out in a minute, pretty impressive, right? And he did go toe to toe with Henry Cejudo. Bit of a close fight. He finished TJ Dillashaw, who had one shoulder, but still, it's a win on paper over TJ Dillashaw. Yeah, man, Alain Sterling. Very, very great educator, great fighter overall. One of the best bantamweights of all time. But when you watch his fights, it just doesn't seem like it, right? But no. Okay, sorry. I'm supposed to be saying nice shit. Nice hair, and I don't like him. I really don't. But moving on to Ian Gary. Now, he used to be a pretty exciting fighter, but yeah, recently, since he's climbed into the rankings, his style changed up a little bit. I guess we've seen more of his grappling side, but man, I can't even, honestly speaking, I can't even think of a compliment. Like, he has a nice herpes sore on his lip. Great guy when it comes to accepting his wife, publishing that How to Be a Wag book, and him being in that same position where he'd be being taken advantage of, right, by a wag, and just accepts it, right? Just accepts it with open arms. Like, you're an attractive middle-aged Brazilian lady, so it's okay if you're taking advantage of me for the initial star power that I possess, that honestly really isn't there much anymore, right? Like, does anyone really care about Ian Gary anymore? I'm not too sure they really do, because before, what he had going for him was the sharp striking style. He was at least fun to watch, right? Sharp pull counters and all that. But now that he's at the top of the division, the man is all boring as all hell, man. Just cuck-a-doodle-doo. Wait, that's not the point of the video. And just such a nice, charitable young man to give a place to stay and employ his wife's ex-boyfriend. Now that is inspirational, right? You combine that type of charitability with Sean O'Malley's, right? And then you just have like the perfect setup to just be happy for the rest of your life in your relationship. It's just a beautiful thing. So yeah, I think we can learn a lot from them too, specifically when it comes to how to deal with relationships. And just also the beautiful and inspirational fact that he took the wife's last name. All right, Ian Machado Gary. I didn't even call him Ian Machado Gary when I introduced him at first, so that's my bad, Ian Machado Gary, dude. I should have not forgot to add in the last name of your wife that you took. Man, my bad. And wow, just so great on the mic, right? The way his voice trembles, almost in fear, right? Almost in fear. It's just something that we haven't really seen before in the UFC, and I just love everything about it, man. Ian Gary is the man, dude. And I must talk about Jon Jones. I know I covered him in my last video. Talked a bit of crap about him. But ultimately, there are a lot of good things about Jon Jones. You know what I mean? His ability to win fights, of course. I mean, the dude has one of the greatest resumes and one of the greatest records, and too many is still, despite the fact that he tested positive for PEDs, on multiple occasions, I believe. Issues in his personal life, which you would think would take away from his legacy at some point. No, but he somehow skirts past all that shit. All the court cases, drugs, cocaine, hit and runs on pregnant women, allegedly assaulting his spouse. His kids called the cops on him. But nah, man, he's the GOAT. This man's the GOAT. He really is. Let's defend him. Let's defend him because he won a couple of fights. Let's ignore the fact that he sticks his fingers out there every single chance he gets and accidentally, quote unquote, eye pokes his opponents at any given moment and somehow never has had a point deduction, right? That's so cool how he does that, right? How he can just stick his fingers out there, make you accidentally walk into them, and never face consequences. It's so cool. It's just so cool, man. Jon Jones is that guy. Such a cool dude. I love how he's holding up the heavyweight division as well and refusing to fight Tom Aspinall so that he can get a free cherry-picked win over a 42-year-old man. It's just so cool, man. The opportunity he's giving to Stipe, right, to close out his career like this. Oh, man. It's just so cool, so charitable, so nice. I love Jon Jones, dude. I really, really do. I love Jon Jones. Just such a cool guy. Ultimately, I wish he was my father. So, yeah, Jon Jones, great dude. Those are my thoughts on some of my least favorite fighters in the UFC. Let me know in the comments what you think about my thoughts on these fighters. I did my best here, and I believe I shed some light on, the positive aspects of all these individuals. But if you agree, if you disagree with whatever I say, like or dislike the video, comment telling me whatever you can think of. I really don't care. And if you would like to join in on the fun and compliment some of your least favorite fighters, then I would encourage you to do the same, because this channel is all about positivity, man. But yes, guys, as always, I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one, probably tomorrow.